honored colleagues and representatives from the University of Zurich, from Bärenreiter Verlag, J.B. Metzler, and Rillum, fellow members of the American Musicological Society, and friends. It is my very great pleasure as president of the American Musicological Society to welcome you to our meeting in Vancouver on the very auspicious occasion of the digital launch of Die Musik in Geschichte und Gegenwart. This is an event that will be celebrated by musicologists and musicians around the world. In an era of increasing specialization, the kind of synthesis offered by an encyclopedia is even more necessary than in the past. And I am sure that my American colleagues will welcome with as much enthusiasm as I do the imminent arrival of MGG to the desktop of their computers. It used to be that the great encyclopedias, even though they were compiled over decades, could do no more than represent a moment in time, ein Augenblick, as I believe Friedrich Blume called it at the launch of the first edition of MGG. But today, with the technology available to us, an encyclopedia can evolve as knowledge progresses. The wonderful partnership of Bärenreiter and J.B. Metzler with Rillum in the creation of the MGG digital platform now gives us that knowledge at the click of a finger, as well as automatic translation from the German into over 100 languages, which will give MGG a global reach beyond the worldwide German reading community. Encyclopedias do not only represent a point in time, they also tend to represent a particular approach or point of view. That the Grove Dictionary of Music and Musicians is available on a digital platform has been wonderful. But that fact does not in any way diminish, but rather enhances the importance of the MGG launch tonight. Perhaps I understand this in a more visceral sense than most, as a Handel scholar. What Paul Henry Lang once referred to as the Battle of the Umlaut is now inscribed in our two great music encyclopedias, with MGG identifying Handel as Komponist und Organist, and Grove identifying Handel, famously, as English composer of German birth. I entered graduate school in 1967, and I grew up with MGG, fighting not only with the German before I gained reading fluency, but straining my eyes over the multiple and minuscule fonts and reading the run-on bibliographies with an index card to keep my place. Although I cannot attribute this directly to MGG, it is the case that I have always argued that Handel, despite very strong Italian and English influences on his music, was and remained a German composer. I welcome with great pleasure the arrival of the second edition of MGG to my computer screen. I know it will, as it always has in paper form, enhance and inform my work. I speak for all of my colleagues in thanking you all for this marvelous gift of scholarship. Thank you.